What do you get when you get A24's really cool, aesthetically pleasing style with one of the coolest actors of the last couple of years? You get How to Make a Killing, right? And you get probably my favorite movie of 2026 so far, starring Glen Powell as Beckett, right? And I gotta say, it's like that this crime thriller that blends dark humor with moral tension. I didn't think it was a movie I needed until I saw this movie, right? Like the story centers on like this ordinary guy, right? In like a situation involving money, secrecy, and survival. And something about the way Glenn Powell sells it. He just is so fun to watch. He's so cool. He's talented. He just does such a great job. It's like the style of this movie and A24's aesthetic and how they try to do their films. It just worked so well together. It was like a nice little like amalgamation. And financial gain quickly spirals into a dangerous web of deception. Like this type of film just does something for you, right? Like what happens when like desperation, greed, and fear all take control at the same time in certain situations, and you don't even know what to do with it. But Glenn Powell just rules, man. Like, and there's like a bunch of people in this film I never like seen before. Like, I know Jessica Henwick. Like, obviously, I know Jessica Henwick. Obviously, I know like Ed Harris, but that's like it. I didn't really know anybody else in the movie. But I love Jessica Henwick. I've always thought she was cool. I always thought like she should be in way more stuff than she is. But she's fairly okay, and then she's just kind of normal. But I like her still. But yeah, this dude Glenn Powell, he's desperately trying to like become the next heir to his grandfather's like legacy, and he has to like pretty much wipe out his family because apparently the mortality rate of that family is like non-existent. So he has to pretty much wipe them out so that he can inherit the inheritance from his grandfather. And some of these, it's so cool. Like his character was ostracized from his family. His mother got pregnant young. She got ostracized from the family because she wanted to keep the baby, and so therefore she kind of raised him as if he was going to be the heir of the family because he is. But the problem is, if the grandfather passes away, the inheritance goes to the oldest surviving heir. And he is the youngest, I believe. So he has to move upward to some of his cousins and things like that. It is so fun to watch. You don't like it, but you enjoy the fact that he's just like, I'm gonna just wipe my family out. And the joke, oh yeah, Margaret Qualley. I forgot about Margaret Qualley. She is insanely cool to watch because she's such a devious bitch, but you love her. You love watching her because Margaret Qualley just sells it so well. I kind of need a movie where these two interact all the time. There's only like a few scenes in between, and you're like, oh, she's just a joint he tried to get when they were kids. He's trying to spin the block or something or whatever. But she does the craziest thing in the movie, and she doesn't even kill anybody. That's the best part. But I'll let y'all figure that part out if y'all see it because y'all should see this movie. Like movies like this are like why we go to the movies. Like movies like this is like why we should go to the movies and like experience it in theaters. Because I've freaking enjoyed seeing this in theaters. I was so excited when I saw the trailers last year, and when I went to go see this, it was just like so good. Like the dark comedic undertones, the intimate character focus, like it all comes together in this nice little bun. And the family, God, the family, like you kind of enjoy seeing him take out the family because they all seem like terrible people. They're rich knobs. Yeah, they seem like terrible people. This feels like a 90s movie. Like, I feel like this is one of those 90s movies that will be seen as like a cult classic today. And I think that's what I like about it. It has that feel to it, like 90s style with like a modern day touch to it. And the movie didn't seem super expensive. Like it didn't look like it cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make. Maybe like A24 doesn't seem to spend a lot of money on their films. I know Civil War was really expensive, but for the most part, they don't spend a lot of money on there. No, Glen Powell's not like some flashy action guy. He's just a regular dude who's done some rich people some rich people activities as a kid because his mom came from richness, and he's pretty much raised to understand that he deserves the inheritance and he has to do whatever he can to get it, and promises his mom on her deathbed that he'll get it. It's it's hard to really like sell this, but like it's nice to know that there's a movie out there, like a crime film, that can focus on like everyday individuals and how they can kind of become entangled in criminal behavior through circumstances or like a flawed judgment more so than they just criminals. You can't take people's right to be assholes, right? But that's not the case here. But it is just such a like. First of all, let's just go in by saying fuck the critics. I think the critics very much undersold this movie. I think they just overdrawed it out, trying to say it was bad, it was awful, it's dull, it's a pointless remake. And the critics can just drop straight down and just eat one, bro, because this is like the type of movie that should get good reviews. This type of movie that I think people should see. Now, if everyone doesn't like it, that's one thing. I don't think everyone would like it. But even people on IMDb have said the critics are wrong. And the critics, in my opinion, are absolutely wrong. I think this movie is actually solid. I think it's well paced, well enjoyable, a lot of laugh out loud moments in the theater. There was a good amount of people in the theater with me when I saw this, and the audience is a bigger part of the film than the critics. And that's something we got to start getting away from because the critics seem to not understand, but the audiences do. And I think the audience opinion and score should matter more than the critics. And I think that has been relatively the case with the film. I think the audience and people who go see movies are like, no, this movie is great. The critics are wrong. Yeah, it has a 48% tomato meter, which would be the critics, the movie critics, the specials list at going to see the movies. But then the audience score is a 78. So the audiences really enjoyed this movie just based on what we're seeing. It should be technically considered certified fresh, but it's considered rotten because of the critics. You know what I mean? But the audience is like, you guys can drop dead. Basically, it's what the audience is saying. And I'm glad the audience is speaking on it. But I do want to talk about like the sort of like decision making and the psychological aspects of like what goes on, right? And I think the thing about the movie is there's a lot of opportunity and justification of his actions put into his mind. Like he doesn't see himself as a criminal. He just sees himself as the heir who deserves what they deserve. And it's like this is a one-time thing. I deserve this. No one will really get hurt. Like he doesn't see that he's wrong. He sees there's this big justification for why he's doing it. And then like once he starts doing it, he does feel guilty, but he's like, but I can't stop now because I promised mom. You know what I mean? So there's like this thing, and his paranoia kind of starts to go up. Things start to kind of go down. The pressure starts to build. The more and more he has to take somebody out. And of course, he's not a criminal, so he's actually really sloppy with like hiding his identity or things like that. Like, there's just a lot that goes on to it. It's like moral disengagement. He eventually starts to he really just starts to not care. because he's gotten desensitized. Now he doesn't care. He done wiped out three people within the correspondence of a week, 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It, he really, really starts to question himself. Is something I like. I know at one point there's a family member that he actually doesn't want to kill because he actually likes this one. And he knew at some point he was going to kill that person too. And he had to make some tough choices as he sees himself like I was a good person. I had to make a tough choice. But he ultimately like still has to go along with the agenda. But there's a nice little twist here that I want you guys to see for yourself. And he is someone who survives at any cost. And at what point does survival instincts become greed? I think that's something that people should really start to think about in like today's society. Just gonna leave y'all with that one. But again, I definitely recommend you guys see this movie. It's probably my favorite movie of 2026 so far. I really, really enjoyed this film. And if you guys want more, I would say go see the film. But on that note, let me know how you guys feel about this movie down below. Let me know if I missed anything. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all on the next one.